One of the few routes which connect the Amazon rainforest with the capital of that area of Bolivia is a road with a quite discouraging name, known as the Death Road. The road was built by Paraguayan prisoners in the 1930s, and it underwent modernization about 20 years ago, beginning at 15,400 feet and taking the lives of approximately 300 people a year. It's quite surprising to find out that the Death Road is one of Bolivia's greatest tourist attractions. Adrenaline seekers seem to be drawn to the deadly route, considered the world's most dangerous stretch of road. The 40-mile journey offers stunning views of the rolling hills of the Amazon rainforest, but is quite a feat for a mountain biker to undertake. It comes with a terrifying sheer drop into the canopy, as two rubber tires separate the rider from a narrow single-lane road, with very little in the way of railings. The thrilling downhill ride has taken 18 mountain biking enthusiasts' lives in the last 10 years. Juarez Valley is a 40-mile stretch of cotton fields and ghost towns. It runs along the Rio Grande and is just a few steps away from the 18-foot fence of the U.S. border. Dubbed the Murder Valley, it holds the title of the world's most dangerous place. The town, which used to have 60,000 members of its community, now has around 5,000 surviving residents, which live in fear. Run by the cartels, the streets are known for being regularly decorated with drugs, blood, and corpses. Juarez Valley averages 160 murders per 100,000 residents annually. The murder rate is incredibly high, not only due to the normality of crime, but also due to the fact that cartels are fighting over each other for control of the territory. The majority of the shops have been closed for good, with gravestones lining the streets in remembrance of those who have been killed. The buildings are full of gang graffiti, a lot of them markers of how many have been murdered on the marked spots, serving as warnings to others. The entire town looks like a scene from a horror movie, poverty-stricken, full of ruins, with the townspeople too afraid to leave their own homes. Whoever does dare to walk outside is more than likely to end up being killed, tortured, or kidnapped. The police officers who were sent to intervene have been executed in 2009, and for fear of the wretchedness of the place, they have never been replaced. One of Africa's Great Lakes, Lake Kivu, is located along the border between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, stretching across 2,700 square miles. The lake covers dangerous secrets. Below it, there are 2.3 trillion cubic feet of methane gas, alongside 60 cubic miles of carbon dioxide trapped beneath the lake under the pressure of the water and the earth. If the gases were to be released from their trap, they would spread a lethal cloud over the whole area, meaning certain death for over 2 million Africans settled in the basin of Lake Kivu. In the 1980s, two similar African lakes released their toxic gases and resulted in the deaths of over 1,000 people. Scientists are concerned that the same fate awaits the residents of the Lake Kivu area, as it has similar chemical composition. The deadly toxins are caused by volcanic activities taking place hidden away underneath the massive lake. The North Anatolian Fault is an active fault, and quite a threatening one. Since the 1930s, devastating earthquakes have been moving westward throughout the land. The last big earthquake struck in 1999, with a 7.9 magnitude tremor devastating the city of Izmit. The death toll was a staggering number of 45,000. The fact that the wave of earthquakes is creeping westward is very worrying because the fault stretches 20 kilometers south of Istanbul, the largest city in Turkey. Istanbul is the country's economical, cultural, and historical heart. With a population of 14.4 million people, Istanbul is not only significant for Turkey, but for the world, as it is the world's 5th largest city and the fault makes it one of the most dangerous places to live. Scientists expect that the next earthquake will shake the ground dangerously close to the city, with the possibility of triggering a series of small to moderate quakes. However, studies show that it's also possible the fault will create just one big, devastating shift in the ground, which could be the end of Istanbul and the death of millions. San Pedro Sula is a city in Honduras, located not far from the Caribbean Sea, with an estimated population of 1 million. It is the second largest city in Honduras. However, the city sadly has a negative reputation. In 2013, it has taken the title of the most dangerous city on the planet, stripping Mexico's Murder Valley of the title. That same year, upon claiming the title of the most violent place on the planet, the city had seen 187 homicides per 100,000 residents. The city is a major operational and strategic point for distribution of drugs and arms. With significant gang activity, it is the center of trafficking, providing the rest of the country with its 70% of illegal firearms, which in turn result in the 83% of the homicides. Labeled the murder capital of the world, San Pedro Sula is a place where tomorrow is always an uncertainty.